When it comes to Bellator MMA's viral moments, one fighter always comes to mind.
That is the hardest knee I have ever seen.
He just makes good fighters look bad.
I'm the one and only MVP. It doesn't matter who steps in the cage.
But the last time MVP faced Douglas Lima in the Bellator cage, he got lit up. And the moment blew up all over social media.
That was definitely a night that went viral. That thing blew up. The knockout was pretty massive itself. People started just recognizing me a lot more after that knockout.
Tonight, in his hometown of London, England, MVP looks to avenge the only loss on his record.
Talk about a colossal counter strike.
And turn the tables on former three-time welterweight world champion, Douglas Lima.
I set the pace, I land the shots, he ends up on the floor.
Will Michael Venom Page strike viral gold once again? Or will Douglas Lima strike back with a repeat victory over the Englishman?
Say what you want to say to pump yourself up, but this is the one that's going to get finished, one more time.
There are places in the world so drowning in iconography they need no identification. And tonight, in the shadows of legendary Wembley Stadium, one of the few arenas in the world that can claim to have hosted the Olympics and the Beatles. And they're hoping for another home country moment tonight. And with that, you are inside a jam-packed, raucous, and partisan SSE arena at Wembley, where tonight the eyes of this crowd, his hometown of London, and the whole of the UK are going to be squarely on this man, Michael Venom Page, who returns to his hometown of London tonight for a monster fight. One of the biggest nights in Bellator history, certainly the biggest main event. I'm Sean Grandi. It is great to see you. What have we been trained to say since the dawn of combat sports? Styles make fights, right? But for this fight, this rematch, this rivalry, it's always been about style versus substance. For as this man, Michael Venom Page, has turned downed opponents into downloads, his opponent, Douglas Lima, well, he has been building a legacy. And tonight, Douglas Lima arrives in London in a space he's been here, well, many times before, fighting a huge fight. John McCarthy, as you enter our stage, Douglas Lima has been on this stage before, and it's one in which he has had tremendous success. He is the one in 1901. In fact, he didn't want to fight Michael Venom Page again until this fight led to a road to an unprecedented fourth world title. Then he said, sign me up.
You can't blame him for not wanting to fight Michael Venom Page again, because Michael Venom Page is a unique fighter, a very strange fighter, as far as he's not the guy that you can go to the gym and find someone that can mimic what he does. And once you get a win against him, why do you want to fight him again? But Douglas Lima is a guy that wants championships. He is a three-time welterweight champion here in Bellator. He is the real deal when it comes to being a guy who takes a loss, understands what he did wrong, and comes back and gets that championship again. Well, he needs this win as much as Michael Venom Page does, because this is the road to the championship. This is what's going to put either fighter in a position to say, I deserve that shot against welterweight champion and undefeated Yaroslav Amosov.
A main event this crowd, this city, this country has been aching for, and that is the cherry on the sundae. But a lot to get to before we get to that main event, a fight full of enigmatic fighters and some fascinating matchups on the undercard, so to speak. And for more on that, we are proud to have rejoined by Aiden Power, standing along with that other guy. I always forget his name.
Don't you worry, Sean, we will give him the big introduction. Hello and welcome. It is so good to be back in London town. And this man is a sight for sore eyes, for all of us this side of the pond at least. It is the one and only, the two-time champion, Josh Thompson. I'm going to begin with my first silly question of the evening. How excited are you to be back?
Oh, I was dancing up here, sweet Caroline. How do you not get pumped up? I gotta tell you right now, this crowd and Dublin, these two crowds, every time we come, I love it here.
This is giving Dublin a run for its money, and maybe Josh should be getting more money, because single-handedly he has warmed up this entire crowd tonight, of which there is thousands here, and they are all here to see the redemption of MVP. It's win at all costs, but will he be tempted to give us another episode of MVP TV?
It's ingrained in him. That's all he knows. He only knows what to do in terms of his speed, his power. Genetically, this is what he brings to the table. It's just speed, precision, and when people come in, he waits for them to commit, and then he counters them. Bam. What he's got to do is making sure he doesn't overcommit against Douglas Lima like he did in the first fight that put him off of his legs and onto the ground that led to the knockout. Now, before that, though, if we talk, let's speak frankly here, Aiden. He was losing, or he was winning that fight. He was dominating that fight, to be honest. Lima was waiting for the moment. He got the right moment, and that's what happened. But with MVP, I really believe if he fights a cautious fight, but a spectacular fight like he always does, it's his to lose.
All right, when you say let's talk frankly, you kind of scare me, Josh.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about the former champion, Douglas Lima. Three-time champion, despite dropping decisions in his last two fights. Given the fact he's the only man to defeat Michael Venom Page, surely he'll have great confidence coming into enemy territory tonight.
Well, Big John said it earlier. He's somebody that every time he loses, he finds a way to come back and win. Okay, and he's someone who has devastating kicks, devastating punching power. He puts combinations together and everything is finished with a kick. And when he does that, when he fought Korshkov, he had actually got hurt a little bit right before that moment where he hit him with that beautiful leg hook with his back against the fence. The same type of thing happened with MVP. He got hurt a little bit, got rocked, was on stilts. MVP overcommitted, he swept the leg, hit him with the shot, lights out. It was done. That's what he does. But Big John was saying, he finds out what he did wrong. He fixes it, and when he fixes it, he comes back and works his way back to the title, or he ends up winning the title back from whoever lost it to.
So much at stake tonight. We have waited 2.5 years for the rematch. It's only hours away. Before that, we have a stacked card for you here in London at Bellator 267. In our co-main event, Northern Ireland's Leah McCourt looks to continue her rapid rise in Bellator MMA. The number 5 ranked featherweight takes on Florida's Jessica Borga, who is here to upset the party. Before that, it's Scotland versus England, as two high-level veterans in Robert Whiteford and Andrew Fisher meet at 145 pounds. The man beside me says there's many good reasons why you should pay close attention to that one. Plus, we have an all-English affair with the big boys at 205 as rising star Luke the Gent Trainer collides with the Black Mamba Yannick Bahati. Trust me, that is going to be anything but civilized once the cage door is closed. Alrighty. It is rocking here inside the SSC Arena, Wembley. It is time to kick off Bellator 267, and we begin with fireworks in the lightweight division. Sean.
Yeah, it's no question, and there are fights that feature the beauty, precision, and discipline of combat, the things it takes years to perfect, precise angles, immaculate body position. This will not be one of those fights, John, but it is the perfect way to start here in London.
Tail of the tape for this 155-pound lightweight matchup. 5'8" against the very long 5'11" Tim Wilde. Tim Wilde needs to use that length and be smart about when he comes inside and keeping Landu out at range.
A night that ends with one of the most anticipated fights in Bellator history begins, as always, with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. Bellator MMA returns to London, England from the SSC Arena, Wembley. Bellator 267 starts now with 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing the blue corner first. At 5'11", weighing in 155.6 pounds. His professional record, 13 wins, 4 losses, from Birmingham, England, presenting Tim Wilde. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 5'8", weighing in 154.4 pounds as a professional. 16 victories, 8 defeats, from Paris, France, introducing Yves Landu. And won the rings, the referee in charge, Mike Beltran.
It almost feels like there was a little partisan vibe from the crowd.
Did you catch that?
It was subtle. A 673-day layoff for Tim Wilde.
Tim Wilde landing that kick. He already sees that Landu has switched stance on him. That tells him, oh, I stung you with that, so he's going to go back to it.
First right got through by Tim Wilde. Taking the center of the cage right at the start. Former World Junior Karate Champion is Tim Wilde. That's where the formation, the clay begins to form from that background.
Oh, you will see him go into it bladed stance at time, but this is the kind of thing that Landu, very explosive, but he will expend a ton of energy trying to finish his opponent, sometimes too much. He needs to contain himself, be in control. Nice job.
Control does not last in a quick Brexit into a guillotine almost.
Tim Wilde doing a very nice job of composing himself, using his hands to post off the ground, get himself back to his feet. To dig that underhook, that's what he's doing with his left arm right now. Very nice.
Back to the leg kick this time. Landu saw that coming.
Caught the kick, took Tim Wilde off balance, bringing him back down to the canvas. We'll see if Wilde again works to get himself back up. He might have this.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, very nicely done.
Tim Wilde lets that go. That's where you don't want to spend energy you don't need to spend.
Well, you saw right away Landu went for the Kimura grip. Tim Wilde decided, I'm not going to mess around with that. I'm just going to break free and get back to what I was doing.
Tim Wilde's really left himself open for some shots here. Talked about this before, but what's the biggest thing you lose when you're away 2-3 years?
You lose the timing and you lose the actual speed of what the real competition is. It's just faster than whatever you're going to see inside the gym. Even when you're doing, hard round Shark Tank, it's just not at the same speed.
You were saying?
There you go. And the problem with what you just saw, though, there's a lot of energy expended with no result. He needs to be careful of that. Nice right hand landed by Tim Wilde.
See Wilde back to the center. He was almost a point of pride telling us the other day, I am not going to shoot. Even though he's had some success with that in the past.
Nice job of sucking the hips up by Yves. This right here, when you're working hard for this takedown, if you don't get it, it's all that expended energy and you got nothing to show for it, like you're seeing right there.
While leading with the Superman punch.
But notice how high Yves Landu's chin is when he's going back. Watch his chin raise up. That's not a good sign. It's telling you he's a little tired, and it's telling you that if Tim sees that, he's going to aim for it.
You would not put Yves Landu on the all-defensive team.
No, you would not. He is an offensive-minded fighter, which is fun to watch. That's why he is, the guy that people go, that's someone that's fun to watch. I want to see him fight. See Tim Wilde really trying to set up that right hand. He's trying to time the way that Yves is slipping his head off to his left.
So much unnecessary movement. Energy expended, but he's got a lot of energy.
again, every time you see that kick like that, and it misses, you have to now contain your body as far as control. It just expends more energy. You see he's starting to reach with those punches. They're getting a little bit off balance. That means fatigue is starting to set in.
Round one as we expected.
Take a look at this exchange right here. That's a big right hand by Landu. Tim Wild comes with the leg kick, but it's caught. Gets taken down to the ground. Big shots. Nice right hand by Landu.
Talked a lot during the prelims about the influx of French fighters and how even in the couple of years since it was legalized there, how you're seeing more and more and more that the appetite for it was always there. That the fighters, the potential fighters were always there, but they needed a home, and now they have one.
Absolutely.
All right, gentlemen, second round.
Tough first round to call.
Well, it really wasn't. If you take a look, Landu did most of the work. He landed the bigger shots, but he spent a lot of energy, and we're going to see if he's able to carry what he was doing in the first round into that second. Tim Wild may not have won that round, but he settled into the fight. We'll see what he does here in the second. Nice shot to the body. That straight right hand to the body was beautifully done by Tim Wild. And you're seeing right now, Eve is starting to lunge with those shots. He's starting to throw a lot of looping shots. He needs to tighten things up.
It is rare that Tim Wild is the more orthodox straight-ahead fighter. Combination getting through now.
That beautiful right hand right down the pipe by Tim Wild. See right there, nice. You know, he knew he was going to try to disengage, throws the knee, gets that good strike in there, and then comes back to doing what he was doing earlier on.
Sneaky back fist in there.
Seeing a definite change in the output from Yves Landu at this point.
Fights were 1 round. He'd be the guy. There's always been fighters like that. Michael Chandler was always like that.
You know,
his first rounds were absurd.
Crazy. You look at all the output, all the explosiveness they use, but then everybody's built different. Sometimes you get sprinters, sometimes you get marathon runners. Everybody knows exactly what's their area that they need to fight at. Landu should know, I can't go crazy in this. I need to be under control.
And of all of the conversation about the main event tonight, that's something I think that has not been discussed enough. The fact that Douglas Lima has fought so many 5-round fights, and these slow starts can't happen in a 3-round fight.
Yeah, absolutely. You can give away that first round in a 5-round, but in a 3-round fight, you're giving away 1/3 of that fight. That is something you have to really look at and say, I cannot allow that to happen.
Because it's hard to score against MVP.
He is very difficult.
That's back fist. Yeah, that one landed. Now these leg kicks really starting to pay dividends, forcing Landu to change levels.
Yeah, well, this is going to be interesting because his hands work together. And if he does not get this takedown, it is a nice knee by Tim Wild. Beautifully timed. He's going to step around to the back. Yves Landu is just strong, athletic. So how he stopped that, because I thought Tim did exactly what he should have done. It just didn't work against a unique athlete.
Landu hunting for that single leg. He doesn't have it. This is a great example, John, of what you were saying. Wild may not have won the first round, but the things he did in that first round paid dividends here in the second.
They set him up for what he's doing right now. Right now, at this point, he's in control of this match. He's controlling the range. He's controlling when the engagements occur. He sees everything as far as all the speed from Eve is now gone, as far as it's not that, wow, that was fast. Now it's just average.
Landu is off the Autobahn now. He's on one of those side roads. Very strong round two for Tim Wild. Tortoise in the hair. And it's rare that that guy is the tortoise.
Take a look at Tim Wild. Nice counter right there. You see shots go right by. Here comes the right, the left lands straight on the chin. Nice backhand. Lands cleanly. That puts him off balance. Maybe didn't hurt him, but it makes a big impression in the judges' eyes.
Right, that's what I want to say.
This crowd has been jammed in here for a couple of hours already.
All right, gentlemen, third and final round.
You slow Yves Landu down a little bit, it changes everything.
Changes everything that you're looking at. He's not as effective with his leg kicks. You can see right there, he's missing because he's not extending out, because he's trying not to be hit.
These aren't close. You can see them coming. Tim Wild certainly can.
Tim Wild needs to really go back to that shot. He's got to use the jab and hit that right hand to the body as often as he can.
Leg kick from Landu, and Tim Wild still coming forward.
You can see how fast Landu is backing off at times. He's not in control of where this fight is taking place, and he's trying to gain distance to get just that little second so he can reset. Wild's closing the distance on him. Should be going right back to that jab as often as possible. He's been effective with it. Part of it is take a look at the stance of Landu. Take a look how square he is. It's a little bit of blade to his legs, but look at his upper body. For the most part, he's squaring off. And when you're squaring off, you're giving more target for your opponent, and it's more difficult for you to get yourself back and not be hit. See how he's square right there.
He's taking a couple of big shots on that front leg, on that left leg. See, he's not putting it down very hard. These are defensive takedown attempts. Get out from the storm.
Tim tried to limp leg his way out of that. He got caught with it, but a good job of just regrouping, getting himself back up to his feet, and getting out.
You've taken an offensive-minded fighter and turned him into a defensive-minded one, and that's not his strength.
It's not his strength. You're seeing how he's overextending here, and Tim should take advantage of that. Every time you're seeing him lunge out, you're seeing him off balance. He's overextending on those shots. That's a time for Tim Wilde to land a big shot. Almost looks like he was thinking about throwing that flying knee, jumping up and trying to attack with the flying knee, but it's almost thinking about, I don't have the energy.
Yep, or the left leg anymore to do it. Again, defensive shot.
Nice attack by Tim Wilde. Now look at how little offensive outlet that was.
Wild landing.
That one landed just square in the middle of where it wasn't supposed to. Left leg comes up, right down the middle. It's supposed to be Tim Wilde falling down off of that one.
I'm ready to go. You can read his lips.
Well, one thing he knows right now, he knows that Landu is tired and he doesn't want to give him too much of a break and put him back to being a dangerous offensive fighter.
Hook got in. Landu's left leg is not nearly as useful as it was at the start of the fight. Again, all these defensive in nature. Tim Wilde has escaped them all. He lost the battle of the first round to win the war.
That's exactly it. He wins the battle of it, but he lost the war with all of that output and not being able to put Tim Wilde in a bad position for the next round.
Good stuff. He told us, John, he said, Landu, he's more of an acrobat. He's a heck of an acrobat, but take his legs away, and he's not nearly the same.
He talked about if I can take that explosiveness away from him, it just becomes ordinary. Big right hand there by Tim Wilde. You saw the feints that he starts biting on, and then that nice jab sets it up. Beautiful jab again. You see, Landu tries to respond, but he's swinging and missing. Nice two-shot combination by Tim Wilde. In the end, he had Landu really on his back foot, unable to have any offense.
First round for Landu, second 2 and 3 for Tim Wilde.
That's the way I have
it. Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go now to your 3 judges at cage side. All 3, Ben Cartledge, Mike Murtha, Doug Crosby, all seeing exactly the same, 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Tim Wilde.
His prize, his 5th win, and his last 6 times out, his 14th career win, and a conversation with Big John McCarthy.
I didn't listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am your winner, Tim Wilde. Tim, that was a really different in the beginning. You were showing a lot of patience, but he was explosive and trying to land a lot of things, trying to take you down. You were working your way out of all of it. How did you feel after the first round of that fight?
Do you know what? I think I needed a more of a... I don't know what's happened there. Oh. More of a warm-up in the changing rooms because I was a bit slow getting started again, faster than usual. But it's been 2 years, John, do you know what I mean? I've been through a hell of a lot, man. COVID, surgery on multi-ligaments, tears. So, you know what? It just feels so good to be back. Come on, London! Woo!
After the first round, you really started to address the body. You went to the body. You were taking his legs away. Did you feel him wearing down?
Yeah, I know I hit hard, but it's just landing it, ain't it? And with an awkward guy like that, it's difficult. He's very herky-jerky, he's very explosive, so you have to be fully switched on at all times. But do you know what? I'm just glad to get 3 rounds out. As I said, it's been 2 years. Get me back in there ASAP. I'm feeling good. Lightweights, you're on notice, man. I'm coming for all of you.
Well, let's hear it because that is your 2nd win in a row in lightweights here, but there has been that gap. So after this win, who would you like to in this cage against?
I see me and Charlie Leary, we had our last fight 2 years ago. That was the unofficial fight for #1 in UK, in my opinion. And I won that. It was a close fight. Charlie, hell of a lad, tough guy. So whoever Bellator see UK #1, give me that person. If they see it as me, give me the #1 in Europe. I just want to work my way up and become world champion. That's my dream, and I'm going to keep working hard at it every day.
Sounds good to me. That was a great performance. Congratulations on a win, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Wilde.
Tim Wilde expressing the joy we all feel after being locked down for so long and finally getting back, guys, to what it is that we do. It may have taken him a little while to get started, but man, once he got going, it was all Tim Wilde.
Wilde now 2-1 in Bellator. Will he be more relieved than anything, given everything he said, Josh? Pandemic, COVID, long injury, just getting a win back in the books.
Yeah, getting a win's nice, but slow and steady wins the race, and that's exactly what happened tonight. When you take someone like Landu who's super explosive, what you want to do is slow him down, drag him into deeper waters, and that's exactly what Tim Wilde did. The experience was a factor, and I think he played that to his advantage.
Indeed, and he's calling out for the rematch with Charlie Leary. We will see what will happen, but we say congratulations to Tim Wilde, and we thank Yves Landu because his acrobatics and his theatrics throughout the week and his breakdancing have entertained us all. Well, now we turn our attention to a pair of light heavyweights at 205 here in London, and they are here for one reason and one reason only, in their words, that is to beat each other up. Luke the Gent trainer is taking on the Black Mamba, Yannick Bahati. Josh, we'll talk about Luke first. He's 4-0 as a pro. He's only been professional for 2 years, yet already those who know, in the know, are talking about star potential.
Yeah, just to start about being a star, he's just the potential and the talent of everything he possesses. He's tall, he's long, he's lanky. I just said it on TV. I had to get it in there. He's 6'6". He's rangy when it comes to his striking. He likes to use that up kick. He's got a long jab. Okay, and his takedown ability is insane, as well as when he gets to the top. He's got vicious ground and pound, but do not underestimate his submissions because he has those long limbs. His triangle armbar, as well as his guillotine game, is on point. Like you said, though, he's a gent. We talked to him this week. He's such a gentleman. What a nice guy.
He really is, and we're going to find out more why he is called the Gent. He is a savage inside the cage, but take a look at this. Luke the Gent trainer has a heart as big as his height, 6'6".
Sorry about this, guys. How are you guys, okay? My lad say hello and stuff, or? Yeah. Sharif, nice to meet you, man.
And now, from Stevenage, Luke Trainer.
Well, Luke Trainer has some story. A very different kind of MMA fighter who wants to be known as the Gent.
My family environment is beautiful. I live right now, I live at home with my mum and dad.
Kid, come through, guys. Say hello. Say hello, boys.
I move out on the 1st of November. I'm becoming an adult, I guess. My mum and dad have fostered since I was 12. It's taught me a lot about life in general, life outside of my own nice, loving family.
Dan, you can walk next to me, bud. Get used to this, mate. When you become a famous bodybuilder, you know what I mean? You can tell them all about the bicep curls you do and the press ups.
Yeah. Dan come with his whole family to us 4 years ago. They were all shells of themselves. You look at them 4 years on, you see Dan. He is one of the most loving human beings you'll ever meet. He's confident, he goes to college, he goes to the gym every single day. Fostering's made the biggest impact on me in my entire life. To be able to help other human beings in this world is, I think that should be everyone's purpose.
One, two. 2, 3, 2.
If you don't mind me saying
Yeah,
something, but
sure.
when Dan first come to us, and Chanel and Yasmin and their older brother, you know, they were quiet. They come in. They weren't too sure about us, obviously, because it's you know, you can't imagine unless you go through it. But when he first come to the house, he wouldn't look you in the eyes, and now every person who comes into the house, he greets with a massive hug, and he's the most lovable kid you can meet. So it's yeah. He's all nervous because of the cameras, bless him. The fight on the 1st of October, this is going to be an absolute war. Yannick is a savage. I have nothing but respect for the guy, but it is a battle of who is the more savage. We're going to go in there, touch gloves, and see what happens. I can't wait. I'm very excited to just let all the violence out and then shake hands after and all that jazz. I've got aspirations when I grow up to open up children's homes. That's my main goal in life. Once I've done that, I can say, sweet, I've done my bit in life. I can die a peaceful man. But until I do that, no matter what belts I win, no matter what accolades I've gained in fighting, this is not important.
He's quite a character, isn't he? Loving every single moment. Luke Trainer, watch out for him.
All right, if we take two pertinent quotes from that piece tonight, to help other humans should be everyone's purpose. Commendable stuff from such a young man. The other quote, my opponent tonight is a savage. Let's talk about Yannick Bahati. This will be trainer's most formidable opponent. Now, he is coming off that loss to Melvin Manhoff, a fight he took on short notice, a fight perhaps he shouldn't have took. But just how good, Josh, is his wrestling and his grappling?
Look, losing to a legend like Melvin Manhoff, there's no shame in that, and understanding what you did wrong and a lot of things that were going on personally. But when it came down to the things that he offers the aggressiveness, he offers the double legs, the takedowns, the strength, the size. The other thing as well, he's going from 185 to 205. We saw him this week, and the weight cut was not a factor. He was happy, he felt good about it all, and when he finally got into the weight room or onto the scale, he said, I felt wonderful. Now, going into this fight here, I think all he's got to do is close that distance, get inside that front kick and those long jabs, and get to the double legs with a lift and a slam. And if he's on top, he should have success.
Well, let's see how it plays out. We are about to witness an almighty collision in the light heavyweight division.
And it's a fascinating time at 205 because 13 days ago in San Jose, two of the undefeated fast risers at light heavyweight, Christian Edwards and Grant Neal, both lost for the first time, which may just open up a window and put more eyeballs on another undefeated blue chipper. The tail of the tape at 205.
Real simple. You can take a look at both of 6'6" to 6'2", but 81-inch reach. But Bahati is not far behind with the 79. Both these guys have big power and a lot of length to get after each other.
Bellator MMA now features light heavyweights, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first, the blue corner. At 6'2", weighing in 206 pounds. His professional record, 9-5. From Birmingham, England, Yannick, the Black Mamba Bahati. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 6'6", weighing in 205.2 pounds. Undefeated as a professional. 4 victories, no defeats. From Stevenage, England, presenting Luke, the Jet Trainer. In charge, your referee Mike, belt time.
They're ready.
Anyone was waiting.
Get out of the way, referee.
Said unbeaten and unchallenged. That figures to change tonight. Certainly the unchallenged part.
Coming with a nice spin attack. He didn't follow through with it. Might have landed if he did, but the one thing I think you're going to see, Luke Trainer does have fast hands. He's not real fast in the foot department, but his hands are fast. And when he decides to reach out with a combination, it is quick.
You were talking about Bahati and the weight cut. Do you see that becoming a trend with guys now saying, you know what, I'm better off? Your whole life, you're trained to believe it's better to fight at a lower weight and kill yourself to do it. But more and more guys, it seems, are going, you know what? I'm better at 155 than 145. I'm better at 205 than 185.
Well, you know, and you look at Bahati and you go, okay, do you think he's not strong? Yeah, you go, I'll be the bigger, stronger guy. You're a big, strong guy at 205, too. Don't worry about it. If you don't have energy, MMA is one of the only sports where we deplete our athletes of food and water to get to the fight. That's crazy.
Back to the main event where Douglas Lima has always had a brutal weight cut. A guy who walks around at 205.
Absolutely.
And has always gotten down to 170.
This right here, Bahati needs to get that underhook on that far side. See that left arm there? He needs to dig that underhook, start to elevate himself, get to his elbow, but he can't do that until he starts to get that underhook, and that overhook is only going to keep him there.
Luke Trainer's locked his hands for a second.
There, he digs for the underhook. We'll see what he does from this point. Anytime you have a big, strong person on top of you, it is not a good place to be in striking. Whether it's from the guard, from the half guard, from side control, you've got to get yourself to a safe position.
It's always fascinating how a super nice human being in real life can turn into this when the bell rings.
This is called sports and competition.
And he's trying to inch his way to a better position.
Bahati doing a good job keeping that butterfly hook on the inside there. We'll see if he's able to do something to try to get a reversal here, but as you're seeing, his head's getting closer now. Part of that is I think he's trying to work his way towards the cage to get himself back to his feet.
The trainer has only been out of round one once, and that didn't last long into round two. He's able to get himself up, and he's taking some damage to get there.
Took some shots to get up, but got himself back to his feet. Nice exit. Bahati started to show a little bit of damage from that attack. You see that right eye of his is starting to swell up. Definitely showing some damage.
The trainer in and out. He's getting these shots in, staying safe.
Nice clean front kick by Trainer. You see Trainer nice and easy. Notice how he's pawing the hand away to then bring his counter. Smart tactic.
He doesn't come across a 25-year-old in his fifth fight.
Man, I'll tell you, at 25 years old, he's got so much room to grow in this sport, so much to learn. But right now, he carries himself so well. He's intelligent. Right now, not overextending, not trying to do something that's going to get him in trouble while he slowly and systematically just breaks Yannick down.
Speaking of young fighters, you see the picture of Julius Angliscus as Trainer opens up on the cage. It's getting real now for Julius. It's really happening for Julius Angliscus. So all of a sudden, you're 2 weeks away from a world title fight. You go from tournament alternate to center stage.
Man, you're talking about this happened to Daniel Cormier.
Yes, sure did.
You know, Daniel Cormier came in as a Strike Force alternate, got into the heavyweight Grand Prix.
Oh, that one wobbled Bahati late in the round. The left came in a second time. Bahati in trouble, only the Bella can save him here at the end of round one.
Very nice job by Luke.
That's about as good a first round as you're going to hope for Luke Trainer.
It's starting off pretty good for you. Take a look at what he does here. There's a lot of good things. Catches the kick, gets the takedown, opens up, big shot. Ends up with some big elbows inside too. But nice, easy in and out. Not trying to overload on the shots, just trying to touch. Nice front kick, straight down the pipe. See any, nothing big there, but you can see it hurts, and that's where you're starting to talk about a young guy with a very high fight IQ of he's not taking those big looping shots. Nice, crisp, straight down the pipe. It's working well.
We're about 15 seconds away from that being a 10-8, if not over.
It was getting close. The real difference you're seeing here, take a look at the speed difference in their hands. When Yannick's throwing out, you can see it coming. Trainer, it's sharp, it's crisp, and it doesn't look like he's throwing hard, but it lands with power. Luke Trainer's starting to switch over into target practice. He knows, he can see everything. He's feeling confident, he's feeling comfortable. So now he's starting to sharpshoot a little bit.
It feels as if the fights are moving very slowly for him, which is what you want, but you rarely see at this age and experience level.
See, just as he, right there as he came in. Not the smartest way that he came in, but then comes and exits out. Right there, took a chance.
Make a mistake and he ate one for it. Teachable moment.
Yep. It's not that he's not making mistakes at times, but you gotta like the fact that he's willing to kind of go for it. Open up, see what he can do.
Bahati was complaining about an eye poke. That foot got through.
That was a foot poke.
Yeah, it was.
Nice right
on the chin.
And right there, that little movement you saw, Trainer just giving the idea to Bahati, I'm going to take you down. That makes Bahati have to at least address that and deal with the thought of, okay, I have to defend against the takedown.
Spinning elbow. Caught Luke Trainer.
Caught him solid.
Yeah, trying to refocus.
A little overextension on that because he's trying to get it back.
Yep. Trainer walking into range.
Nice heavy elbow.
Got through. Yeah, that hurt it. This is over. This is over.
I would tell you, probably broke the orbital. That's why you saw Bahati have the problem. That elbow landed solid.
He said he was more and more comfortable walking into range, which gave him a chance to land a shot like that. There is nothing we have seen from Luke Trainer that would suggest this is not the real deal.
Oh no, he's definitely the real deal. This guy's got talent. It's just a matter of putting it all together. At times, you're seeing where he'll take a chance. Sometimes a little bit overextended. He He's just going to sharpen those up a little bit so he doesn't give so much to his opponent. Everything he's doing, he's looking good.
A vicious elbow by Luke Trainer. It was not perfect, it was not error-free, but it was awfully impressive.
That was a nice front kick. You see it? That front kick landed multiple times in this fight. Big, heavy left hand. Again, see how that front kick just goes. Here comes, I believe, that elbow inside. Watch as he starts to exit. Watch the elbow. Heavy strike. You see the head snap up. Bahati is done at that point. Big win by Luke Trainer. Boom, yeah, no doubt about that. Point of the elbow went right into that eye socket. We might have a broken orbital. Definitely a painful injury.
Always a question when a young undefeated fighter takes a step up. But Luke Trainer's escalator still headed towards the top.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, referee Mike Beltran steps in, waves off the contest due to strikes officially. 2 minutes, 50 seconds into round number 2. The winner by TKO, still undefeated, Luke the Gent Trainer.
Well, you just saw every bit of Luke Trainer there is to see. You saw the fighter, and now you see the man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am with your winner, Luke, against an experienced guy in Bahati, a guy very strong, powerful, good on the ground. You came in, dominated this fight from the very beginning.
Wembley! Wembley! Thank you. This is a dream come true. Home soil. I love every single one of you. Mom, LJ, in the crowd, I love you. Orchid, I love you. Granddad, everyone who comes to support me, man. Thank you. What a war, my friend.
What about your dad right there?
He knows I love him, man. You Mickey Papas. All of my loved ones, thank you.
Look, you show experience past your age. At 25, you're so young in this sport. There's so much for you to learn how to do and transition to, but you're doing things so well at this point. How are you feeling in here as far as just the energy and what you're able to accomplish?
I prayed for this. I visualize this every day. I grind every day. I'm trying to build a life for my loved ones and for all the kids out there who don't have loved ones but deserve all the love in the world. This was a war. I have so much to learn. I got rocked. First time I ever got rocked. I come back like a savage. I told everyone I'd be a savage. I told everyone I wanted violence. I got violence. I said he would bleed. He bled. Ben Parrish, I'm coming for you. Nothing but respect. You're a savage, but I'm coming for you, sir. Get me to the stage, Bellator. I love you. Wembley, I love you. Goddamn grateful. Let's go, people. Spread that love.
Wembley, stand up and give it some love to Luke the Gent Trainer.
Grab your seat on the bandwagon. They are filling up quickly. Luke Trainer goes to 5-0. Josh, you were a young fighter who had to take step-up fights. As you watched that, could you see the teachable moments and the learning curve as it was happening?
What I saw, Sean, was a smart fighter in there that realized Bahati tends to slow down as the fight goes on, so he didn't do anything too spectacular in the first round. What he did was he kept the jabs and the kicks in his face the whole time and forced a couple takedowns. And as the fight went on, he knew that he would just pick them apart with his cardio, his conditioning, and his reach and range. But one thing I'm gonna say, Sean, is this. The one thing I'm super happy about is that he didn't outpunt the coverage and start calling for a title shot. He started talking about someone that's coming off of a huge win, Mr. Big Tuna himself, Ben Parrish. He said he's coming off of a great win. I want to fight that guy. He's the one that has the hype. I want that one next. That's great game planning. That's a smart young fighter thinking about the ascent to the top. Brilliant job by him.
Indeed, very impressive, and what a dream in your hometown, and to get the win in such spectacular fashion. I just can't believe the gent swore, that's all. We are here in the present, we are here tonight looking forward to an elite level matchup. It's a rematch, it's a grudge match, a rivalry that has been building for 2.5 years. Tonight in London, hometown hero and number 2 ranked welterweight Michael Venom Page seeks redemption against the number 1 ranked and former 3-time champion Douglas the Phenom Lima. Both men want the win for an immediate shot at the title, but will it be revenge or repeat?
London! The one and only MVP is back!
That was a show.
It's been the MVP show since he came to Bellator.
Like a brutal dance routine.
MVP right hand, and tonight he owns this town.
I'm taking over everybody. Everybody.
Douglas Lima.
He was out before he touched the ground.
Bang! Like a bobblehead, spun him around completely. That kid's a beast. A monster at 170.
How good is that?
Well, if that doesn't get you going, check your pulse. It's time to check in now with the former champion. Jeanette Kwachi is backstage with Douglas Lima.
Douglas, you're getting wrapped up here, ready to go, ahead of what's going to be an amazing night. And just sum up your emotions and your feelings right now.
You know, feel good, calm, calm before the storm, you know how it is. Been here before many times, so, just another day in the office. I'm excited to go over there in front of all these fans. Energy feels amazing already, I haven't even stepped in there, so it feels good,
A lot's been said about you coming to London and fighting on MVP's home turf. Does that intimidate you at all?
No, not at all. I've done it before. It's not the first time that I've done something like this, and I enjoy it. I enjoy London a lot. Everybody here loves fighting, you know what I mean? So they're excited no matter what. Even if it's against their home guy, there's still going to be some support. So I just love the vibe. The cage is my home. It doesn't matter where it is, like which country we're fighting, the cage is my home.
And MVP, he's been talking a lot. He's been saying that he's going to come and do the business tonight, and he wants to finish this for you. And what are your thoughts on his talk before the fight?
Say whatever you want. We're about to find out, in a couple of hours. You know what I mean? I got a job to do. I did it before. I'm about to do it again. So, I've done my work, and I'm ready. I can't wait.
Okay, well, good luck tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Supremely calm and confident, and why wouldn't he be? The calm before the storm. It is our main event. It's coming your way very soon, but now we are set for an explosive matchup in the featherweight division. Scotland's Robert Whiteford is taking on Sunderland's Andrew Fisher, both of whom, Josh, are unbeaten in 5 years. So there's a lot on the line tonight, and every time Robert Whiteford makes that walk, we know what to expect.
He's going to stalk after Fisher with his heavy hands, and he's going to try to probably chase Fisher down a little bit. So Fisher stands in front of him, is going to be in trouble, but with Whiteford, he possesses the power. So he's got to make sure that he doesn't just chase after him, that he does it gingerly, and when he stalks after him like he did with Sam Cecilia, he's going to touch him and touch him. In that fight with Sam Cecilia, he was losing the whole fight. He was getting outpointed, taken down, getting controlled, all of those things. Because he couldn't catch him, he was waiting for the one shot. That one shot finally came with 6 seconds left on the clock, got him out of there.
Spectacular stuff. It ain't over till it's over.
It's never over till it's over, but he's got to make sure that he gets after it a little sooner, because you can't rely on that until the very end.
Well, we know Robert Whiteford. He spoke in the past about his battles with depression and indeed alcohol, but he has a new purpose in life, fighting, and that is his son Blake, who is just 6 months old. And that's his toughest opponent so far, he said.
He brought that up in the fighter meetings. He's like, man, this little lad, he's tired me out.
He's his kryptonite. Well, what about his opponent tonight? Andrew Fisher. He comes from Sunderland. They love two things up there, Josh. That is football, soccer ball, and indeed fighting, and he is a veteran of doing exactly that. He feels, despite the power of Robert Whiteford, he's got the better overall MMA game, and that he can control the fight and avoid that power.
I think he's a little bit more of the technician is what you're trying to say. He's someone who has a stiff jab. He puts his combinations together really well. And we're talking with him this week, he's going to go ahead and try and piece up Whiteford. And when he does, what I mean by that, he's going to work his way in with the jab, then set up the right hand and the left hook. And as he goes to do that, he's going to start to work his way into takedowns as well. He's going to take this fight everywhere he wants to. He's going to go striking, to the wrestling, to the calf kick. But overall, he said, I don't plan on shooting, but it does come naturally for him. We saw that in his highlights.
All right, technique versus power. We will see who prevails between these two domestic fighters who have been circling each other for a while on the 145 scene.
All right, guys, it's been 2 months now since the A.J. McKee era began atop this featherweight division. The line behind him, it is long, it is credentialed, but the winner of this one will have won 5 straight and be looking for a place in that line.
Tail of the tape in this. Take a look at the records. They're very close. The age is close. Everything's close. Even that reach, 68.5. And you're going to see that Andrew Fisher uses the reach very well. But Robert Whiteford, he's got the power.
To Michael C. Williams. Bellator 267 continues now with 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing first, the blue corner at 5'10", weighing in 145.8 pounds. As a professional, 18 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw. From Sunderland, England, Andrew Fisher. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner at 5'9", weighing in 144.8 pounds. His professional record, 16 victories, 4 defeats. From Fallhouse, Scotland, presenting Robert the Hammer Whiteford. In charge, your referee, Jaron Villel.
Robert Whiteford said, we've been circling each other for years. Now they can do it literally. Whiteford, the veteran, the southpaw, as you see. So much time in Florida, an American top team, but it's been a while. Those are the things you don't think about when it comes to the pandemic, is just changing your preparation when fighters are creatures of habit.
Absolutely, it changes everything that you're used to. And all of a sudden, those camps, you're not with a bunch of guys that are killers. You're in a garage by yourself sometimes, just trying to get yourself through a workout. It's a completely different atmosphere, and it's not something that a lot of people could handle.
Yeah, you can see Dan Lambert on TV a lot now. Get the two veterans who've been around each other for so long. There's the old Terry Seinfeld bit about the two magicians. Right? Is this your, I think this is your card. Is this your rabbit? There aren't a lot of tricks.
Well, right there, what you saw when you saw Robert actually grab the leg, almost throw Andrew Fisher down. It's the one area where, although Robert is a black belt in judo, the one area that I look at these two guys and see a real difference is Andrew Fisher's ground game is very good. So we'll see if Robert wants to be on the ground.
And he did. Opportunity was there.
So far, you're seeing a very disciplined game plan by Whiteford. The fact that he has had the ability to go to the ground, be in the top position. He's saying, nope, I'm going to make you stand up with me and absorb my power.
Scottish MMA, short list. Who are we talking about? Stevie Ray, JoJo Calderwood.
Yeah, you know, Paul Craig
yeah.
right now you're looking at, he's been having real success, and you're talking about a submission, guy that really with his submissions is just outstanding. But when you're talking about guys that like to stand and bang, man, Robert Whiteford is definitely right at the head of the list. You can see, just take a look at what he's doing. And all the nice little feint there. Watch his head position. Watch his eyes and where his eyes are at. And when he steps his head in, little movements in and out, off center, he delivers his blows and just resets for the next set.
Straightforward. Hand catches the leg. Elbow stunned Whiteford. You can almost feel the respect these two have for each other and the knowledge of each other's game.
Yeah, one of the things with Andrew Fisher's really got a good jab, but the southpaw stance is keeping him from throwing that out based upon the right hand placement of Robert Whiteford. So that's limiting what Andrew Fisher is used to accomplishing in the round.
Opposite stance fights in boxing can either be thrilling or sometimes really bizarre.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it the same in MMA?
Absolutely. The big difference is with what you're seeing in their stance right now. Whiteford being in the southpaw, and you're seeing that Fisher is in the orthodox. The body kick to Fisher is devastating. It's on the liver side. That could absolutely put you down, where it's not the same for him if he delivers the same type of kick to Whiteford. So there's little differences in everything, but it's a second poke.
Always a danger. Always warn fighters about stopping on your own. The referee is the one who has to call an eye poke. There are no timeouts.
No, there's not.
Well, that would change the game, huh? Yeah. One.
That changed the game completely.
Fisher tried something. He wasn't. He was too close to try that. So Whiteford will finish round one on top. So thrilled to be back in London, and obviously in a big city on a big fight night. The stars are going to come out. I must break you. Iconic moments for Ivan Drago, Dolph Lundgren, Derek Chisora, heavyweight fighter. Big boxing event here tonight. Speaking of boxing royalty in the house. Former world light heavyweight champion, super middleweight champion Roy Jones, rapper Big Nasty. And Eric Dyer. And you hear the reaction.
You also didn't point out Randy Couture, who was right next to Dolph Lundgren.
Randy Couture is here too, as you saw. I made a vow tonight to not say this word.
Soccer.
I'm not going to say that here. That's just out of respect. Wembley Stadium, literally across the street. You can feel the shadows and feel the heroes. I ran around there the last couple of days, just like part of the run. You just like circle Wembley Stadium a couple of times and you can feel the history.
Nice right hand by Andrew Fisher. He's trying to time. Watch what he's doing with Robert. He's giving a little feint, little side movement, and then he'll give that feint and then hope that Whiteford comes into him and he releases that right hand down the pipe.
Round one to Whiteford?
Absolutely. No doubt about it. 10-9. Landed the better shots overall. Got the takedowns, even though he didn't do anything with them for the most part. Let him back up, but
Whiteford really manages distance well.
He does, and he understands coming inside and keeping his head in a certain place where he's going to be safe. A lot of fighters worry about being inside in range and being hit. He's looking the whole time. He understands exactly where to put his head.
They always said that about William Wallace, his namesake. Controlled distance very well. At whatever he was, 6'7", 6'8".
Oh,
there's the head kick. Finally got through. He's been looking for that from the opening seconds of this fight.
Nice timing and nice placement of that kick by Andrew Fisher.
There is something to these fights when the European fighters square off. We've seen so many of them come to the States, face maybe an American wrestler with the highlight, and it becomes no contest once the fight goes to the ground because of the difference there. But you're not going to see that. Two guys coming straight at you.
No, especially here in England. English fighters love to stand up and brawl. They are tough when it comes, you know what, let's just throw our hands. It's like a whole man thing as far as this is what we're going to do. We're not going to go to the ground because I'm telling you right now, Andrew Fisher is good on the ground. He's not even looking to try to get this fight to the ground.
The wrestling becomes a kryptonite. Look at Paul Dim, one of the greatest strikers in the history of the game.
Absolutely. One of the biggest knockout artists.
Oh. Boy, this is getting crazy now. Third eye poke.
There it is right there. You saw the left hand come out. There's no reason. See how those fingers are out? There's no reason for that. He needs to be in control of closing his hand. Yes, he's trying to keep the distance from being closed in on, but you can't do it with your fingers extended like that.
Jared Burrell's calling for the doctor to come in and look. What are the differences, if any, between the low blow rule and the eye poke rule as far as having time and time to spend and getting back to the fight?
The big difference right now is with a low blow, the fighter's in control of the time. With this, the referee is in control of the time. He's going to give him as much time as he can with the doctor. That's what he's trying to do, is let him just work out, you know, his eye, try to clear his eye out before he brings the doctor over to him. That's him trying to manipulate time and give the fighter what he needs as far as time to clear out his eye, because you get poked, it just doesn't go away in a second. So what we're going to see is he's been poked now several times. Does the referee, Jared Burrell, decide, okay, I've warned you enough, I've given you opportunities, you keep going back and utilizing that same defensive technique, you're responsible for it, I'm going to start to dock points from you if this fight can continue on.
And by the way, we've talked about the opposite stances here. And again, that's played a factor in these eye pokes. A very unfortunate way to end, but sometimes there's no choice.
You can take a look right here. What happens? Watch the left hand of Fisher. It just comes out in a defensive fashion with his fingers extended. See how his hands open? The fingers are extended, and as soon as he sees that move, he just tries to block. But that is his fingers being extended. That's what goes into the eye of Robert Whiteford. And you got to be honest. If you're Robert Whiteford, you can't see, so it's not an even fight going back in. You're in a deficit. You never want to see a fight end in this fashion, but you can't expect Robert Whiteford to go on if he cannot see clearly.
Michael C. Williams will make an unusual and disappointing ending official.
Ladies and gentlemen, upon the advice of the cage-side physician, the unintentional eye poke brings this fight to a conclusion. The official time, 2 minutes, 50 seconds into round number 2. Having not gone long enough in time to score the contest, we have a no contest.
Being entertaining is what I am. It's just me.
You either really appreciate me or you really dislike me. And when I'm in my element, I'm MVP. That's like, the lights, cameras, glasses are on, like everything, you know, Thunderbirds, I go.
The human highlight reel, Michael Venom Page.
My right hand, man, I catch a lot of people with that.
MVP, right hand, all over.
I've found him with it before. I just need to find him a few more times.
The only thing he did was landed that right hand that dazed me a little bit, but I didn't fall. He thought he had me. I just remember him putting his hands on his knee, and then I remember him on the ground.
It is all over, just like that.
People are never gonna forget it, and that's, I think, what hunts him the most.
I'm gonna get you back. I class myself as a bit of a sniper. I'm gonna be very direct, I'm gonna be very efficient with my work. After the show, everyone's talking about something that I did. MVP, did you see that kick that he did, or did you see that punch that he did? That's what I like. I like people really enjoying, like I said, I'm a showman.
Come on, man, give me a break. He likes to dance around, he likes to do all this stuff, and that takes people out of focus. He didn't get my number last time.
I know I have the ability to do it and finish that job.
And Douglas Lima starting to pour it on now.
Haven't been finished in a long time, and I don't think he's gonna be the one to do it. He'll get his chance to try to back up his words, but I'll be there in front of him.
Let's get set for our co-main event. It's the female featherweight. It is the rapid rising star, Leah McCourt, who has worked her way up to number 5 in the division. Tonight she takes on Florida's Jessica Borga. Leah has done so much so soon in her Bellator career. She's even headlined her own show, and she came through hell in her last fight.
Yeah, she dealt with a lot of adversity against Janae Harding. She had to deal with some adversity in some of her previous fights as well, but like we talked about earlier in the prelims, fighters, they wait for that moment. They want to know if they're a fighter. She had questions that were answered during that time with the Janae Harding fight. She realized, look, I can get through this. I can deal with any adversity that comes my way. She was getting picked apart in that fight. She got taken down, and when she got taken down, she was able to get to a nice position with an up kick. But in some of her previous fights, she's had to deal with that type of adversity as well, but able to get the takedowns, able to get to the back, able to get finishes and submissions. When she gets onto the ground, her hip tosses and her throws are some of the best in judo. So when she gets to that top position, she does good work from there. The adversity that she's had to deal with in some of these positions with Janae Harding is something that most fighters, they either sink or they swim. She's been able to swim, and she's come out on top.
So that no doubt emboldens her confidence a huge amount. However, her opponent who's here tonight, like I say, from Florida, Jessica Borga, she's here not just to spoil the party, but she really wants to put on a show, and she is looking to get the finish. We talked earlier about the styles, similar matchup. Where, if anywhere, does the Black Widow have the advantage?
So she's got fast hands, good wrestling, and vicious ground and pound, as you're seeing. She also has great transitions from the top position to the submissions. Against Leibrock, she made a nice transition from the back to the armbar, through the leg over, and finished nicely. But what she's going to be dangerous, I think, against Leah McCourt, if she keeps the distance and lets her hands go, the speed of her hands, the ability to get in and out before Leah can throw and grab her, I think will be the key to her success tonight.
Well, interesting. Borga told us that perhaps she'd like to take it to the ground to display her jiu-jitsu skills, whereas Leah McCourt said she wants to show that she actually can strike. So it's intriguing to see. We know it'll start on the feet, where it will end up. Before we get them in the cage, let's head down to Jeanette Quachi, who is with Jessica Borga.
Okay, I'm backstage here with Jessica Borga, and Jessica, for you to be here in London, your first time fighting, how are you taking it all in?
It's amazing. The whole experience has been absolutely incredible, but I'm definitely going to make it worth it.
And tonight, you're up against Leah. It's going to be a tough fight. You know her style, and your styles are quite matched. What can you expect from the fight tonight?
I'm going to win. I don't care how I win. It's just I'm going to win. We are matched up really well, though.
You speak about winning. You sound super confident. The camp into this has gone well?
Yes, absolutely. This has been the best camp I've had. I've had a lot of amazing people that are great at what they do be able to help me. So it's really made me more confident. So I'm hoping to put on a good show.
And how easy is it to think about things fight by fight rather than you thinking ahead to what potentially could come?
It's easy for me, honestly. I just look what's in front of me right now instead of, of course we all have a goal in mind. But if you focus on what's in front of you, then it makes it a little easier.
Okay, well, we can see you're wrapped up, you're ready to go, and good luck tonight.
Thank you so much.
Well, the pressure is certainly not getting to her. Josh, you talked about the style matchup. I know you don't like to make predictions. Is that fence hurting you tonight?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to make a prediction. I think Leah McCourt needs to get this fight to the ground and get on top. I think Jessica Borga needs to keep the distance, let the fast hands go, use her wrestling if she wants to get on top. So it should be a great fight. It depends on who implements their game plan the best. It's going to come out on top.
All right, maybe Leah McCourt hoping for an easier night after her last outing against Janae Harding. Well, the Black Widow has other ideas in mind. Let's find out as we bring you our co-main event.
Now what's so fascinating is they come from different parts of the world, different backgrounds, but there is so much more that unites these two than divides them until the bell rings.
That's not a good person to have to look at in the future.
One at a time, right?
Take a look at the teletape of this fight. 29 years of age compared to 32. Both fighters actually very young at this point in their careers. We'll see who comes out on top.
The co-main event of the evening, 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing first, the blue corner. At 5'7", weighing in 145.8 pounds, her professional record 3-3 from Lakeland, Florida, Jessica, the Black Widow Borga. And across the cage, her adversary out of the red corner at 5'8", weighing in 145.8 pounds, just off an impressive come-from-behind victory. She brings 5 professional victories, 1 defeat from Belfast, Northern Ireland, presenting Leah McCourt. Your referee in charge, Jaron Vallel.
This is a road game if there ever was one for Jessica Borga. She says, I like it like that. Boo me all you want.
Right away into the clinch. McCourt was the one that set that up, catching that leg. Borga turned it around on her. But it's Leah McCourt who's actually got the better position. That's why she's able to turn her on the fence.
Heard Josh saying who is going to implement their game plan. Be on top. This fight invariably goes to the ground.
Well, one of the things when you're looking at Leah McCourt, she's very tall. And so that length can work for you or against you. And she does a very good job of making that length work for her. She creates leverage points where all of a sudden you think that you're set, but all of a sudden you're getting light and she's taking you down.
Talking to Jessica Borga this week, and she talked about Leah McCourt's judo. That judo because they want you to get close. Because they're so comfortable in this spot.
Clean knees inside. And right now, what Leah's doing, she's taking what Borga is giving her.
Jessica Borga's loss in Bellator was to Talita Nogueira, a very high-level judo player. There we go.
Talita Nogueira, black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, been a super high competitor for a long time. Borga looking for a Kimura. Obviously, McCourt's feeling like there's no danger, but you don't want to sit. You don't ever just sit and let things happen. You've got to stop them and create your own offense.
Not going forward to going backwards.
Exactly.
Yeah, it seems like a bit of a Hail Mary or a hope spot almost for Borga to go for a Kimura here, but if it's there and Leah McCourt's not really defending it.
Well, now Leah McCourt's in a position where that hand is out. She cannot hold on to her own leg. That hand can end up being in a nice position. Great job of Borga using her leg and her foot to control and bring that back.
She says she hasn't been able to use her jiu-jitsu. She really feels it's the strength of her game.
McCourt does a good job of getting her hand back inside. You see how she brings her leg over that hand. That's going to help hide it and keep it to where it's not an easy thing for Borga to bring out. what you've seen out of this whole thing, all this time on the ground now, there's been zero offense from McCourt because she's got to defend. Borga trying to bring the leg over.
Remember, she had that armbar win.
Nice job by Borga to back her off with the kick.
Yep, create the space.
This is where Jessica Borga felt that she could expose Leah McCourt was in the stand-up. So I have better boxing, faster hands. So far, it's been Leah McCourt that's really been throwing her hands in a more effective fashion. Nice entry. Nice job of getting the back by Leah McCourt. McCourt going back to those knee strikes that she had earlier in the round. You see that Borga's going back towards that Kimura grip. McCourt just needs to keep her hands clasped together.
Yeah, she kind of falls right into it.
Yeah,
this is trouble now. This is big trouble. She's got her leg trapped.
Borga is making it so she can't roll through. She's holding with that leg. Now she lost it.
There it is. That's a great escape. McCourt was in a bad spot. Still is. Look at Borga. She's got Leah McCourt's left arm pinned at the bell. That, again, that becomes this very interesting round. You have to be an expert in the sport to understand who was on offense there and who wasn't.
Absolutely. There was a whole lot of times when neither were, doing much, but it was because they were stuck in positions where they had to control and not be in a position where they're going to give up anything more. So Leah McCourt was in trouble at the last part. That Kimura was tight. It was a problem for her. The leg was trapped. She had a problem in that position. Earlier on, she was defending it well, and it really wasn't that dangerous.
We are closing in on one of the most anticipated fights, certainly one of the most anticipated rematches in Bellator history. The main event is next. Top two ranked welterweights in Bellator. And of course, Douglas Lima is the one in 19-1 for Michael Venom Page. And if you think the MVP walkouts you have seen to this point or something, don't go anywhere.
Nice heavy right hand by Leah McCourt. She's actually coming out, and she's the one that's in control of the position of the stand-up.
These are good shots here.
Yeah, that just beautiful 1-2 that she's landing. Borga should see that she's starting to get a little sloppy in that right hand when she's throwing. It's starting to loop around instead of coming snapping back.
It was a strange first round in that Leah McCourt is the one who dictated and got the fight to the ground, and then once it got there, she stopped.
Yeah, not a whole lot to do there. She got stuck in positions with that Kimura grip. She's going to have to address that Kimura that Jessica Borga keeps using. Beautiful trip right there by Leah McCourt.
This time in better position as they go to the ground. Right into side control along the fence.
Nice job of dropping her hip down, blocking the position. Borga trying to use the cage, swing around. This is a perfect time for Leah McCourt. Take your hand, put it on the forehead, start dropping elbows down. You're in a great position. Don't allow this to change without you getting some offense.
And immediately goes backwards into half guard. She's lost that ability from there to drop those forearms. gives up the position.
Yeah, but I like the fact that she tried to land with power, go after her, not doing this little tiny taps. She's actually trying to put some steam on it. Liam McCourt's stand-up looks much better than it did in her previous fights. She's starting to put combinations together. She's getting the range down. You can tell she's actually feeling good with it because she's stepping right back into the pocket right away. Borga's starting to drop her head down. She's coming forward, dropping her head, and now she's taking big breaths.
Yeah, Liam McCourt looks like a different fighter from last time out. Borga said she is running into trouble. Everywhere Borga tries to move, she's getting tagged.
Borga is tired. She is feeling the pressure that Liam McCourt has been bringing on her. It's starting to wear her down. See that mouth is open. She's gasping for air at times.
She defended well, turned it into offense in round one, but had to expend a lot of energy to do that. Not a lot. When you see not a lot of purpose behind a spinning back fist like that, she's just getting walked down right now.
She needs to be very careful. You see how she's dropping her head down there. You can't do that very often. You're giving a tell that a lot of fighters are going to see that as at another moment. Come up, flying knee. It's going to be a bad night.
These are just unanswered shots.
Beautiful 1-2.
Ooh. It's that old expression about it's how many times you can get hit and keep moving forward. Well, she's doing that, but that's not something you want to find out.
No, it's moving forward is great, but if you're getting hit while doing it, it's probably not the right direction.
The body language is bad for Jessica Borga right now.
Yeah, you can just see the difference in the way that they're feeling right now. Liam McCourt's feeling in rhythm. She's feeling good. Little bounce in her step. She keeps on. As soon as she approaches, she decides when that engagement's going to happen. Beautiful trip down. And a fighter that we've seen that's always wanted to be on the ground gets out of the position to get back to her feet.
Jessica Borga trying to hang on with her toes, anything to keep this fight on the ground for a couple of seconds longer.
Yeah, I got to say, I think Liam McCourt was right in backing off and making her get back to her feet because she is not feeling good in the stand-up right now.
Oh, dominant round number 2 for Liam McCourt. What makes this interesting is if the judges saw round 1 the way you and I both did, which was probably in favor of Jessica Borga with the work she did on the ground. But this doesn't have the feel of a 1-1 fight right now.
No, and it's because, although, and that's the difference between, when you're talking about striking and submissions. The submission doesn't work if it didn't have a ton of, strain for a while on that joint or anything. It's not going to affect you in any way. Or if it's a choke, once you get your air back, it's not going to affect you bad. Where all these strikes, they just don't go away.
Message for Lima. No hard feelings. I just got to get you back.
That was definitely a night that went viral. That thing blew up. He said it was a slip when I kicked his leg off from under him. Whatever makes him feel good.
He was definitely hoping somebody else took me out in that time.
How is this guy that I KO'd in 2 rounds say that I'm gonna duck him? Give me a break.
I feel like I'm in his head a little bit.
Watch what you say, man. I'm a fighter.
I gotta do what I gotta do.
Can't wait for that. Kevin Garnett documentary coming up. Big fall. Now, does Jessica Borga have a big 3rd round in her because she has taken some damage.
Very smart of Liam McCourt coming out right away, sticking that jab, putting a lot of pressure on her because she knows that she just got a minute's worth of air. She's going to come out a little bit stronger, and I want to take that away from her as quickly as I can. McCourt needs to watch that head movement of Borga. She can bring the uppercut. A lot of things can land the way Jessica's bringing her head.
McCourt circling to her left, staying out of trouble, sticking the jab. Ton of unanswered shots here. Jessica Borga's only success in this fight has been on the ground, but she hasn't been able to get it there. The only times it's gone to the ground has been Liam McCourt has put it there.
Yeah, absolutely. McCourt has taken her down, but in the last round was on. Took her down and said, I'm getting back up. Goes back to her feet. She's been winning this fight based upon her stand-up.
We talked about Robert Whiteford controlling distance.
Every time Jessica Borga comes into range, Liam McCourt, she attacks. She's going after you. And this is, you take a look at what happened in her last fight. What we say all the time, every time you fight, it's not going to be your night. It's not going to feel good. It's the winners, the champions that end up finding a way to come out with a victory on those nights. This is the kind of night where Liam McCourt's feeling good. Everything's working for her. She's in a groove right now and looks like she's having fun.
Every time Jessica Borga tries to get in there, swipe something off the table, she's walking into a mousetrap. Clock is ticking louder.
McCourt now starting to open up, going after elbows inside.
And McCourt trying to take a step forward at 145. I don't think anyone would suggest she's ready for Chris Cyborg, but then again, who is?
I was going to say, that's not a fight right now you want to think about. Right now, she's in the fight with Jessica Borga. Get past this, Chris Cyborg will always be there.
Won't be too long before we see Chris Cyborg back in the Bellator cage. She always keeps her eyes on that line behind her. You line him up, I'll knock him down. The fact that Jessica Borga is still coming forward here after 10, 11 minutes of just getting tagged.
Yeah, you got to like the fact that, you know what, she's game.
No doubt.
She's just not throwing a whole lot of effective shots. When she throws, a lot of them are missing. Just like you saw right there, it's coming out. It's not touching anything but air.
And the difference in the third round, Liam McCourt hasn't even tried to get it to the ground because why bother? And there'll be some discussion about that Kimura and not being very active in the ground. There's teachable moments in this fight for Liam McCourt, but
Jessica landed a good shot in there, but definitely not enough to take this fight.
Liam McCourt landed early and often. Foster pro debut 4 years ago, has not been beaten since. I won't be surprised to hear some 30 to 27s, but
it's a possibility. But you got to be honest about where was the danger in that round. The danger was especially in that last part of the round when Jessica Borga had the Kimura, had the leg. There was a lot of pressure on that shoulder. I'm not sure that's the shoulder, but McCourt has had shoulder surgery. She had a big problem with her shoulder, so.
The one man who knows is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your decision, we go now to your judges' scorecards. Your first judge at cage side, Doug Crosby, scores the fight 30-27. While judges Eric Colon and Ben Cartledge both see it the same, 29-28. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Leah McCourt.
No surprise, and 6 straight wins now for Liam McCourt, climbing the ladder at 145. I think we all grew up with certain people as icons. If you grew up watching MMA, Randy Couture was an icon. If you grew up watching Rocky movies, man, Ivan Drago was an icon. And Jeanette, you've got them both.
I have, and how lucky am I? I've got both of them right here with me. And Randy, what brings you to London?
We are here working on Expendables 4. We just got started this week. Very excited to be here in London.
So you're out here, you're on set, working on a movie, and you're having a good time?
Yeah, we're hoping not to catch COVID, but the producers didn't want, they were complaining we came here, but we don't care because we want to go here and have fun.
And it's true, it's an amazing main event tonight, Randy, and who have you got?
You know, I think Lima is going to be pretty tough to deal with. I always love watching Michael Venom Page. I don't care if he wins or loses. He's exciting to watch regardless, but he's going to have his hands full tonight.
Okay, and Dolph, who have you got tonight?
Well, I'm not an expert like Randy over here, but I hear the English guy is pretty interesting. He's got very good, interesting movement and hand speed. It'll be fun to see.
Well, not long to wait, is there, Aiden? Let's hand back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Jeanette. The stars are out tonight. This is what it means to see MVP and Douglas Lima go at it again. We have a star at the fight desk with us as well, the current Bellator middleweight champion, Gegard Mousasi. I know it's noisy, so I might have to pass some questions down and Josh can translate. Thank you for being with us tonight. You shared the cage with Douglas Lima. What's it like for one all-time great to go 5 rounds with another?
What was it like to go 5 rounds with Douglas Lima?
Well, I trained with him, and then in the training he wasn't able to land any low kicks, and I'm difficult to get. People don't land low kicks to me, so I didn't watch him, and I didn't think he would kick me that much. But I think first fight I got his respect, and second, third, fourth, 5 round he didn't really come. He didn't bring the fight, so. Actually, I could have done more, but you know, it wasn't the best. In the training, I thought I'm gonna beat the out of him, but it didn't happen. Yeah.
Okay, so MVP says that Lima likes to fight in gear 2. He never gets out of that. He stays at his pace no matter what happens in the fight, even if he's losing. He will stay in that pace.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Well, it may be about conditioning. He's not a guy who push the pace. But against MVP, that's actually good because MVP always counters. And once he counters, that's when he knocks you out. So Douglas Lima being patient, it might be a good thing for him.
All right, Gegard, let's have your prediction. Repeat or revenge? Who wins it tonight?
Who wins tonight? Repeat or revenge?
I would say MVP is more talented because in the training he got me a couple times good, and I thought, oh, if he would land, I would have been out. But I was slightly MVP.
If you look at their first fight, though, okay, what mistake was made by MVP that he needs to fix now?
I think he rocked him, and then Douglas Lima stayed calm, and he's patient. He has championship rounds, so he stayed calm. Eventually he caught him, but I think this time it's going to be more difficult because he experienced it already.
Gegard, thank you so much for joining us at the fight desk. I will wave bye-bye to you because he can't hear me. But congratulations on your last win against John Salter. We look forward to seeing the middleweight champ back in the Bellator cage very soon. But tonight, all these people here are here to see one man. His name is Michael Venom Page, and he's with Jeanette.
Michael, this is it now. There's 20,000 people out there. They're waiting for you. It's been a big moment. And I guess you've been waiting for this for a very long time.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years in the making. I think, you know, things happen for a reason, and it's kind of led to this moment now. And I have to show up again. And you know what? Every time I've come to the UK in front of the UK crowd, I've shown up.
This is it. You're a showman. You know, they're out there, they're waiting for you. But how important is it that you stay cool and calm and collected in that cage tonight?
It's massively important. I feel that's where I went wrong in our first exchange. I got a little bit impatient in a moment. And that moment, you know, made history as today. 100% definitely important for me to go out there. Regardless of the crowd, the W is the most important thing. And I think the crowd are going to be more happy with the W than anything else.
How important is it for you to make sure that you keep your mind on this fight tonight and not think about future fights and potential title shots?
To be fair, I've never really cared for the title. I've said it in many of my interviews before. I just enjoy doing what I do. This is what I do. I live in this moment, and to be fair, I've been chasing one guy. There's no way I'm looking past him. He's the one I'm looking at.
And there's that one guy, he says he's ready for you as well. And what are your words, final words for him?
Good night.
All right, strap yourselves in. No more talking. It's time for the main event.
The moment has arrived. They are the top two welterweights in Bellator history. They have written and rewritten the record books, and they have done it very much their own way. One with highlights and flash and page views. The other with precision and cathedral calm. One blows his opponents up. The other, as he did 2 years ago in Chicago, chops them down.
Referee is Mike Beltran as we get down to business here in the semifinal matchup in the $1 million welterweight world Grand Prix. Michael Venom Page looking to remain undefeated. Douglas Lima looking to advance to the final. Showing already John in the way he reacts, although he got momentarily bothered there by Michael Venom Page.
Oh, he got hurt with a
staggered. And there's a jumping attack by Page.
Page needs to take advantage right now. Douglas is he's not quite at 100%.
Oh, and there. What a shot by Lima! Mamma mia! Douglas Lima has just defeated Michael Venom Page in impressive fashion. What a sequence! What a sport!
He hurt me a little bit, you know, with that right hand, and he thought he had me. And then he just stood in front of me, you know, with the hands down, and that's when I caught him. I just remember him putting his hands on his knee, and then I remember him on the ground. It's crazy how stuff happens in there, you know, it's crazy.
As soon as I saw him rocked, I was like, yeah, okay, it's game over now. And I got a lot more careless, which allowed him to get the sweep. In the rush of like, no, I need to get back to my feet quickly just to keep the pressure on him, I stood up recklessly and then got caught. He admitted after the fight, one, that I was, you know, extremely fast and probably the fastest person he's kind of dealt with. Two, that he was still dizzy even after the fight, which shows you the damage that I did do in that short time that we had in the cage. So yeah, I know I have the ability to do it and finish that job.
He didn't get my number last time. You know, I don't think he did anything too special there to find out what my number is. Haven't been finished in a long time, and I don't think he's gonna be the one to do it. You know, he can say what he says, he can think whatever he thinks, but he's the one that's gonna get finished, you know, one more time.
I don't think he's scared of me as such. I just don't think he was that eager to want to get back in that quickly, and he was definitely hoping somebody else took me out in that time.
Come on now. How is this guy that I KO'd in 2 rounds, you know what I mean, say that I'm gonna duck him? It doesn't make sense, man. It's like I'm here, I'm fighting Musasi, and then I'm defending my belt, and this other guy's over there fighting guys that's 3-0, that's guys that have 4 fights. Like, come on, man, give me a break. Like, you know, watch what you say sometime, you know.
I'm glad it's in the UK as well. I know for a fact the energy is going to be electric. I live off love energy when it comes to fights. So I'm looking forward to just being in there, absorbing that all, and then just using that to express myself in the cage.
It's a different game when you step there with me, you know what happened last time. He's gonna keep thinking about that. He's never gonna forget that knockout. People are never gonna forget it, and that's, I think, what hunts him the most. You know what I mean? Like how viral that thing went. So say what you wanna say to pump yourself up, but man, at the end of the day, you still gotta face me in there. And until that's over, there's nothing you can say.
But I feel like I'm in his head a little bit. But yeah, there's no hard feelings. Just, I gotta do what I gotta do.
The tale of the tape in the main event, two very different records, two very different resumes.
Absolutely, but you're taking a look at that tail of tape, it all comes down to that 19-1, because that one was caused by the man that's on the right side of your screen, and he wants to get that back. Can he do it? We're gonna find out.
It is the most anticipated rematch in Bellator history. It is main event time in London. It's Michael C. Williams time.
Bellator MMA live from the SSE Arena Wembley here in London. The time has come for tonight's main event. The rematch is set for 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Sanctioned by the Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation Chairman James Gessner, and supervising at cage side tonight, Director Mike Mazzulli. And now, introducing first the blue corner. At 6'1", weighing in 169.4 pounds, currently ranked #1, the 3-time former welterweight world champion enters with 32 professional victories, 9 losses. From Goiás, Brazil, he fights out of Atlanta, Georgia, USA, Douglas the Phenom Lima. And across the cage, his adversary fights out of the red corner. At 6'3", weighing in 170 pounds even, the #2 ranked welterweight tonight stands near perfect with 19 professional victories, just 1 defeat, hailing from and fighting out of London, England, MVP Michael Page. In charge of the action, referee Mike Beltran.
He has an entire city, an entire country behind him, and he couldn't look any happier about it. Two and a half years of waiting. This crowd is waiting for Douglas Lima to become impatient. They're waiting on the wrong guy.
They are waiting on the wrong guy. Douglas does not change who he is for no matter what. Oh!
Lima quickly back up.
I think that was more of all body position coming forward, as far as it really didn't hurt Lima, but it definitely gave him something to think about. But Douglas Lima does not change. He is a very strategic fighter. He knows what he wants to do, and he's gonna take his time and wait for his moment.
If this is the first time you've seen MVP fight, the speed with which he closes distance is what makes him uber dangerous.
You're absolutely right. It's his ability to read, and he loves the counter. He wants you to attack him. He wants you to come forward, and he will close that space and land with power.
Think about the spectacular knockouts you have seen throughout the course of the night. All those walk-offs. That's a big shot. Got Lima good. Now, does MVP stay patient, which he didn't in the first fight?
Well, you notice right now, notice he's not crushing that distance. He's allowing Douglas Lima to come towards him. So he is not doing the same thing. He was crushing the space and trying to create something in the first fight. Right now, he's taking his time and just staying relaxed.
Was an inch away from hitting Lima and behind that ear, which would have been a major problem. And now Douglas Lima finally saw the opportunity to shoot.
A very smart move by Douglas Lima. Get him to the ground, make him work down here. It doesn't matter even if you end up keeping him down here. It matters that now he has to think about dealing with the takedown.
MVP has some wins from down here. Toe hold win over Jeremy Holloway.
First time I refereed him, he pulled off a submission. I go, well, that's not what you're supposed to do.
There's so many elements of his game we never get to see. The other element here, if this qualifies, if it ends up qualifying as another slow start for Douglas Lima, he's fought so many 5-round fights the last few years. A slow start in a 3-round fight is big trouble.
Well, what you're seeing right now, Michael Venom Page's got very big hands and he's got strong hands. The wrist control that he's able to now utilize on Douglas Lima, it's not easy to break. Nice job by Douglas trying to pull it away. Lima needs to just stay composed, keep that posture, and when you get the opportunity to break your hand free, make it pay.
What does it tell you when Douglas Lima changes hip position like that?
It's telling you, look, he's trying to actually get his hands free. He's having a hard time doing it. His hips are perfect. His posture is great. But he has no tools to attack with based upon Venom being able to just control those wrists. If he's gonna grab that wrist, you want to think about taking your elbow and rolling it over the top of the wrist and bringing that elbow straight over the top down into his forehead area face.
Douglas Lima can lay in some of those heavy leg kicks from this spot.
Right now, Michael Venom Page, he should come forward. Attack that knee, go for that straight kick, and then get yourself back to your feet.
Try to avoid taking damage as Lima can lay it in.
There's a whole lot going on in this round. This, I believe, was the first knockdown. More of Michael kind of running him over, a little bit off balance. But the second one, he ends up landing. That was a clean right hand that definitely put Lima down. It had a lot of power to it. This kick almost lands right along the neck area to the back of the ear, but when Lima was able to take him down, he did some good work. He was slow, it was progressive as far as his ability, but right there, heavy shots. The real question is, where are you gonna give that credit to? Douglas Lima for about 2.5 minutes on the ground, or Michael Venom Page for about 2.5 minutes on the field?
You thought Lima did enough to win that round?
I do. I thought he did. It's not like he was, not landing anything in the stand-up, but Page was better. But on the ground, Page had 0 strikes landed while Lima had quite a few.
Lima won the first round of the first fight, and then MVP had a very strong second round going until he got careless.
That's right. But Lima shows you why he is such a good fighter. He doesn't get excited. He doesn't get flustered. He doesn't allow himself to get brought out of what he does best. But right there, that's what Michael's talking about. You see how he's controlling that distance, and you see Lima throwing that kick, but it not landing.
One thing MVP has been able to do with this distance is Lima misses a wild left hand. He hasn't had to take those leg kicks because he's kept the distance. That's where Douglas Lima has chopped so many guys down.
Lima's trying to figure out the rhythm of when Page is going to step in and try to attack. He just can't get it down yet. There again, you notice, there goes the kick, nothing there. Again, the kick, nothing there. That's the control that, you know, as Michael was talking, 6 inches difference of space that lands.
You can tell while he is sticking with his normal style, there isn't the clowning, there isn't, you know, MVP knows who he is in there with. That's the 3 inches of difference and why this fight is still going on. Deja vu all over again.
Douglas Lima timed that little step in, landed that kick, took Page off of his feet. Page got up close to the same weight. He needs to be very careful if he gets put on the ground and how he gets up.
Leading with the jump knee to look for an opening. Douglas Lima has not been stopped since 2008. He was 20 years old. That's how hard it is to finish this fight.
Douglas Lima is just a savage. Yeah, you may beat him, but if you come back and you try to do it again, he's going to come up with a completely different idea of what he's going to do to you. Go to Rory McDonald, go to Koreshkov, go to any of them, they'll go, yeah, he was a different fighter.
Lima looks more comfortable than he did in the first couple of minutes. He has his legs underneath him now.
The one thing I was talking about, you need to move Douglas Lima backwards. You can see Page cannot at this time get him to move backwards. That says a lot about what Douglas Lima is doing in this fight.
Combat is all about deception. There are very few fighters as deceptive as Michael Venom Page, but there's a reason Douglas Lima hasn't been finished in 13 years. That right got him a little bit back in the ear. He wobbled him.
He touched it, got a little run over, but it definitely had a little bit of impact on him. He felt it.
Drama continues to build. So as we said when it happened, we've been watching the knockout from 2019. We've seen it 1,000 times in the 2.5 years since, and we almost saw it again.
Deja vu right there. It was close. Watch what happens here. The kick takes him out. The difference is it spins him in the opposite direction. When he pulls his head back, that missed by about that much.
And now, not only do we have the stakes of this fight and the intensity as we head to the final round, we have 2 rounds that legitimately could have gone either way.
Absolutely. I do believe that we might have 2 rounds. It's going to be really interesting to see the way the judges are looking at this, but that round, although Lima was doing good things as far as coming forward, he wasn't landing a lot, and think about it, Page put him down. That shot did land.
So you have it even through 2.
I have it even through 2.
And I believe a possibility exists that people have it even through 2 that saw it the opposite way.
Could be. Michael Page is so hard to figure out the way he moves and when he's going to attack. He gives so many feints, good feints, but then he'll feint his feint.
He had a great start, first 2 minutes of this fight. Caught Lima a couple of times. Crowd was going bonkers. And Douglas Lima kind of settled himself into the fight with that takedown about 2.5, 3 minutes into round 1. And has looked much more comfortable since. MVP fights can end one way or the other in a flash.
Trying to close that distance, kind of push Page towards that cage wall. That's a good idea.
Left at first, and the second time MVP ducks out of the way of another fight-finishing mighty wallop of Douglas Lima.
Well, he didn't get hit with a shot that hurt him there. He just went down based upon his placement in the cage and slipping down.
Lima's closed the distance. It's subtle, but he's closer now than he was earlier in the fight. He's got a pretty good right hand there. This has been a good 2 minutes here for MVP in a very close fight.
It's not going to take much to make a difference in this round. Both guys have got to figure, hey man, I need this. I need this round to win this fight. Page definitely needs to figure out when he steps outside of that circle, he needs to get himself back towards the center of the cage.
These are 2 home run hitters at the plate, and in any second, they can land. Now, a fascinating 2 minutes here.
Well, right now, I would tell you, you have 3 minutes of stand-up where you might have Michael Page barely ahead. Maybe he's barely ahead. He cannot stay in this position and think he's going to win this fight.
This might very well come down to whether or not MVP can get back on his feet.
Well, right now, what he's looking towards is making the referee get him back to his feet. And the referee at this point, since he's the one that's stalling the fight, he's going to let Lima try to work his way through it. It's not a good strategy. Look where he's looking up.
He's looking up. He wants it back on the feet. He wants Mike Beltran to stand him up.
He should be taking his feet, opening up that guard, feet on the hips, push off, get himself up.
Instead, now he is on the defensive. There's the up kick. But it doesn't get him out of it.
Douglas Lima doing a good job, bringing his hips forward, keeping pressure down on him. needs to take his time, work his hands through. You can see the grip strength on Page and his ability to hold that wrist. Lima's got nothing but problems trying to get his arms free.
To this point, Lima has not been able to generate the offense that he did from this spot late in the first round.
No, not at all. That's what he needs to do. There's the elbows that we're talking about. Even if he has that wrist, roll that elbow over.
Oh, this is going to be close.
I want 2 more rounds.
I think we all want 2 more rounds. Yoel Romero wants 2 more rounds.
Yes, he does.
But instead, 2 of the best in Bellator history go the distance, and a fascinating decision awaits.
Take a look at this. That's those explosive moments. That was a beautifully landed elbow. You can see it shake Lima. Okay, but that takedown right here, here's your difference. Once his butt hit the ground, it never got back up. In guard, big elbows by Douglas Lima. He didn't land a ton, but this is basically almost half of the round that it's no strikes by Michael Venom Page and some good strikes by Douglas Lima.
People will go over this fight with a fine-tooth comb. If you're doing that now, you already know the result. We don't know it yet. So before it's announced in real time, I get the sense you are leaning Douglas Lima.
I believe Douglas Lima wins the fight 29-28. I thought Michael Page had his moments, but if you're looking at who's the guy that won this MMA fight, in my opinion, it's Douglas Lima.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go now to your 3 judges at cage side for the decision. Your first judge, Ben Cartledge, scores the fight 29-28. He sees the fight for Lima. Your second judge, Eric Colon, 29-28. He sees the fight for Page. Your third and final judge at cage side, Doug Crosby, scores the fight 29-28 for the winner by split decision, MVP Michael Venom Page.
It was not without controversy, and it was by his fingernails, but MVP has scaled Mount Lima.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with MVP. Michael, talk to me about that fight. There was a lot of going on. How are you feeling? London!
Guys, you know me already. I want to put on a show. I apologize. One, I didn't do that, but I know my boy Skepta did that for you on his way out, no? I wanted to finish. My man's a tough man. I understand why he's been a champion 3 times. Everyone give it up for Douglas Lima, please. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Even when I hit him with those big shots, he just kept coming, and then he started to adjust and make it slightly more difficult. I want to thank Bellator. Massive thanks to Bellator, because this promotion, the reason why it's so full is because of them. And without partnering with these guys, I couldn't do what I do best. So big up for Bellator putting on a great show today.
How confident were you, standing here in the middle, that that fight was going to go your way?
I was confident, to be fair. I knew he was going to go for a takedown. I make all strikers, every single striker that stands in front of me, I turn them into wrestlers. Every single one of them.
You got a guy that's also out there that's holding on to the belt. Yaroslav Amosov is undefeated, 26-0. Is that the guy you want next?
Now I want that bling. Now I want that bling. I've come over, I got my redemption. Now I want that bling. The one and only MVP is back.
I gotta ask you one thing. There was a moment in that fight. Second round, he kicked your leg, you went down again, and you got up and he swung, and it was close. Could you feel how close that was?
Yo, fool me once. Fool me once. I got out with my eyes up. I saw that punch coming, and you know, I'm good at slipping. I ain't getting hit with that same shot again.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand up, give it up for the man, Michael MVP Venom Page.
An incredible moment for a fighter who has entertained the world throughout his career. But the conversation is undoubtedly already beginning on social media about the decision. Let Josh Thompson and Aiden Power have the first word.
Indeed, and we will hand that first word to Mr. Josh Thompson. The fans got the decision they wanted. MVP got the decision he wanted. How did you see it?
Well, John and I very rarely agree, and again, we do not agree. I actually thought MVP won. I thought it was close. I didn't have no decision either way if it was a split. But I thought MVP won. I thought he won the first because I felt like he did more on the feet and was able to drop Lima in the first round. And then I know he didn't do much once he hit the back, but Lima wasn't able to do much either. So I took more credit to him dropping Lima in the first. I had him winning the second, and I had him losing the third. But like I said, when you're splitting straws like that, I enjoyed the fight. Great job by both fighters.
Razor thin. Would you have liked to see 2 more rounds?
Don't put that on me. Don't put that on.
Why not? I think most of us would. Well, MVP gets it back. It's 1-1. Will we have a rubber match? We will wait and see. Well, my thanks to Josh Thompson. It has been a heck of a night here in London for one final time. Let's send it back down to Sean Grandy.
All right, guys. Extraordinary energy in this building, in this city the last couple of days leading up to this event and this fight. The reason we could not wait to get back in front of live audiences. This is what it is all about. A show like this, a night like this, and a fight like this. A jam-packed crowd at the SSE Arena in London. The stars were out. And from the start, Tim Wilde, a 2-hour drive away from Birmingham, a slow start, but dominated the last 2 rounds in a unanimous decision win. And then Yannick Bahati ran in to a freight train, a name you better learn. Luke Traynor, 5-0 with a bullet, a dominant elbow strike, and a second round TKO. And then the veterans, Robert Whiteford and Andrew Fisher, waited their whole careers to face each other. It ended in an eye poke, no contest. And after a slow start for Leah McCourt, she proved why she is the buzz here across the pond as she goes to 6-1. But everybody was waiting. Would this be the night of Michael Venom Page's redemption? It was, and now his eyes for the first time are squarely on the world title. For Jeanette, Aiden, Josh, and John, I'm Sean. MVP is back in the win column.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Francis Ngannou. Subscribe now.